This is the Nomadic Traveler Podcast. Welcome to the Nomadic Traveler Podcast. I am your host, Jason Lawrence, and your wonderful co-host,
Nicole Potter.
And we are excited to be here with you today. Our podcast is about nothing today. We don't have a subject.
But it's going to be interesting.
Let's see how this goes.
I think we should talk about where we are. I think that we have some ideas as well, but we really haven't taken many steps either. What do you think?
Well, we joined a bunch of different Facebook groups. I guess we could talk about that.
We did. We found lots of Facebook groups. One, Real Housewives.
What is it? Real Housewives of RVing or something?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's a funny name.
So yeah, it's kind of like a lot of the shows, Real Housewives of NBA stars or whatever it is. But it's like moms and women who have decided to give up real like home owning and just become RV livers, and their daily struggles and trials. So it's kind of cool. Definitely.
I joined a couple of full-timer groups, so I got a couple full-time RVing groups, and you know that when I say that, it kind of sounds like it's going to be full of a bunch of old people, but honestly, there's a lot of young, hip people out there that are full-time traveling. There's a lot of people on there that are getting their campers and they're getting ready to travel for 14 months straight for like their first trips or something. There's a lot of people on there that have been full-timing for a long time, and they've gone through and completely remodeled their campers so they look nothing like a camper that you would buy from the factory. That I think is really cool.
That's awesome.
We met some full-timing parenting groups, right? Where
Yes.
they like homeschool their kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of groups out there for people who are just taking life completely on the road, taking their kids out of school, doing it at home. And that just baffles my mind. I can't imagine how they do that.
So we do not plan on doing that. So we are planning on traveling like during the summertime or something when our kids are available to either go with us or they stay with our respective exes.
But I mean, here's the thing though. I 100% respect anyone that can homeschool their child, whether that be at home or on the road. Either way, that's amazing.
It must be a full-time job.
Yeah, could you imagine like trying to be a teacher and a homemaker and whatever else you have to do to live on the road? You get all these supplies and everything?
I could not see myself doing that.
Oh, sure. I can see you doing it, Jason.
I don't know. I struggled enough with math and stuff like that when I was in school the first time around. I couldn't imagine trying to teach it to somebody else.
Yeah, for sure. But a lot of the parents that I find on here, there was one mom that I've been following for a little while, and she just talks a lot about, so they had this home that they lived in for 4 years, big, huge home, and one day they just decided to do the whole RV thing. And she just talked about the bond that it built with her children. Because I asked her, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing this? What do you bring? What do you pack? How do you have enough stuff for your kids? Everything. And she just really talked a lot about the bond that's built between them. Brings them closer and getting that time with them. I can't imagine. That'd be amazing.
I mean, I would definitely enjoy being able to spend more time with my kids for sure. With my son, I guess one kid. But I could see that being a definite benefit to it. So,
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's lots of people on there. There's a lot of, I joined a Canadian group that does like camping all winter long, and you will see them taking pictures of their camping setup with, 2 feet of snow around the base of their camper.
Wow.
And 2 feet of snow piled up on the top. And I really, quite honestly, did not realize that people even did that. I didn't realize that was a possibility. I didn't realize that you could get away with doing that. I figured all your lines and everything would freeze, and I didn't think that it was even possible to even be able to camp below, 35 degrees. I mean, I'm from Indiana where the standard camping season is Memorial Day through Labor Day, and you might be able to stretch it out a little bit on either end. But I mean, for the most part, you get 6 months, you winterize your camper, and you put it away, and you don't use it for 6 months in the middle of the winter.
Yeah. I mean, that's really cool. And it teaches, like, problem solving skills, right? So for people who do have children who are doing this, you're learning how to solve problems, real life, real world problems. Staying warm is a real world problem.
Yeah, so I had someone that I talked to a bunch, and she was saying that they live up in Canada somewhere, and I go, well, how do you keep everything warm? And they said that they have like an electric heater that they use in there. And I go, well, do you guys use propane? She goes, yeah, we use propane too. And I was like, are you able to keep everything warm? I mean, do you go through like a bunch of camping? Or camping. You threw me off with your cough.
Sorry.
Yeah, do you go through a bunch of propane? And she said, no, actually, it's not too bad. We kind of use the propane to augment everything, and we mainly use the electric to keep everything warm. So apparently, they were able to keep it warm enough with electric heat, and then they have a heat wrap for their water line, and apparently, they were able to have water and do their whole thing. And I guess they drain sewer and everything. I don't know how they do it. So, because I would think that your lines and everything would freeze right up. So I'm very interested in it, and if anybody out there knows anybody that is full time camping and they do camp in their unit in the wintertime and they are camping, below freezing, I would love to talk to them. I'd love to have them on the show because I think it would make for fascinating information.
For sure. And I think what's cool is, like, I look at you as valuable, Jason, and knowledgeable about camping, and the fact that you didn't know that makes me feel like there's so much more out there that we can discover, right?
There's definitely a lot out there. I've been in a lot of different situations, and I've done some slightly below zero camping, but I have not done anything where it's, you know, freezing. And usually it's above zero during the day, or above freezing. I can't say above zero, above freezing during the day. So you can kind of get away with, a little bit of, like, I've shut off my water in the evenings or something like that. And then in the morning, once everything gets up above freezing, then I'll turn all the water back on or something.
Sure, yeah. And just the idea that, like, someone is so invested in their lifestyle and the freedom that comes with it that they are willing to create these new experiences and figure these problems out. Because I couldn't imagine, like, as far as water and just simply cooking, could you imagine even, like, trying to figure all that out? The desire to do that must mean that you really are dedicated to the lifestyle.
Everybody seems to be very positive about it. They're like, oh, it's below freezing and our water line busted outside, but hey, we're doing this and we're okay. And, everybody seems to be, mainly reporting on what's happening and not complaining about what's happening.
And that seems way different from normal culture where we're complaining about everything, right?
Yeah. So I don't know how their kids feel about it. The kids might not be thrilled about living somewhere with no water for the night or something.
Well, I'm sure they see their parents and they see how their parents are reacting to the situation. And that determines how they react, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's where you learn from, right? So,
Which brings new experiences to these children and helps bring a new light to the next generation, right?
correct. Yeah, I'm guessing that it's definitely a valuable lesson for sure.
Yeah, except for just like, oh, my tablet doesn't work in the car, or
Yeah.
boo-hoo, I didn't get enough tickets at Chuck E. Cheese. It's like, oh, no, I can't take a bath tonight because we have no water.
Are you talking about Chuck E. Cheese because we went there today?
Yes.
I don't know if everybody knows what Chuck E. Cheese is. They might not have them everywhere. Chuck E. Cheese is the franchise that developed from Showbiz Pizza. I don't know if anybody remembers Showbiz Pizza. And they have a mouse that's their mascot, and they have a bunch of different games, and your kids can go there, and they have birthday parties and stuff. And when you go there, it's kind of an absolute nightmare for adults.
Yeah.
So it's very busy, very packed, tons of kids, tons of people there, lots of loud noises, lots of people screaming, lots of kids crying.
Yeah.
It's a little rough, quite honestly. So we went there today. It was my son's birthday, so we went there today and let him play some games and stuff like that. And we took Nicole's daughter, and my sister came and brought her kids. They're Liam's cousins. They all came. So it was a little rough.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely a privilege to go, obviously. But if you think about that in terms of kids who are out on the road, not ever getting to experience that, it's very interesting.
Well, I'm sure they have Chuck E. Cheese's around. They might
Yeah.
have them up in Canada too.
Uh-uh.
Chuck E. Cheese, eh?
I want a bagel?
So,
I don't know.
so other than Chuck E. Cheese, what's our podcast going to be about?
I think we should talk about the trip that we've been talking about taking to the Newport Aquarium.
That'd be a good one.
I think that there's a lion in here. Do you hear it?
Is that him snoring?
Yeah.
Wow, that's loud.
Legit.
Okay, we're going to stop this. Hold on. Let's take a pause. And here we go. We are live. Nicole is not here. She is not participating because she couldn't get back on her mic fast enough. That's the fun part about being the host of a podcast is you can start something and the other person has to scramble to get on.
Here I am. I'm here.
Nope, your mic's still muted. Oh!
Welcome, world. I'm here.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So we're going to talk about the Newport Aquarium.
Yes. So they have a deal going on right now. It's like buy one parent, get a child free, right?
So yeah, so we have two parents, we have two children. So we're thinking about trying to go.
Yes. And I think it goes till February 28th. So we have a little bit to go. But it's a place that I've never been, but I heard a ton about. And I'm into the ocean and all the animals in there. So I think that it'd be really fun to do.
Yeah, I've been there before, and I had a really good time. And Liam's been there. They used to have a penguin encounter, but I don't believe they have it anymore. I looked on their website, and it does not seem to be listed on the website. So I'm thinking that may not be something they do anymore. They do have a walkway or something where you can walk over sharks.
And what was the penguin encounter?
The penguin encounter was you could go into a little room. It was like a little cold refrigerated room, and you could go in there and sit in there. I think it was groups up to maybe 10. I went one time, and we got lucky, and we were the only people that signed up for the group. So it was literally me and my ex-wife and my son and the trainer, and that was it.
Wow.
So, and we had 3 penguins in there. So honestly, we were almost outnumbered by the penguins.
That's so sweet. What were they doing?
So they just kind of waddled around. They did their thing, and they'd feed them some food, and they would walk by you. And as they would walk by you, you were supposed to kind of like pet their back as they would like kind of waddle by you.
Aww.
So you weren't supposed to reach out while they were walking towards you because they might like maybe try to bite you or something. And they were worried about Liam because Liam was, I don't know, 18 months or maybe 24 months at the time. He was pretty young. So
Wow.
they were worried about him like trying to stick his hands out too far, but the whole room smelled like fish. So, but it was pretty cool. I mean, they were really pretty neat, and you could pet them on the head and kind of pet their backs and feel their fur, and they kind of told you all about them, and it was about maybe a 15-minute encounter or something. So they'd bring them all around, and you'd get to pet each one of them, and feed them and stuff, and it was pretty neat. It was pretty.
Wow.
It was a pretty rare encounter.
Yeah. So what's the walkthrough now that they talked about?
The shark thing? Mm-hmm. It's a shark bridge.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
So, I'm trying to look it up actually real quick.
Yeah, I have been to the Indianapolis Zoo, obviously, because that's where we live. And I've done the shark petting there, where you take the 2 fingers and rub the back of the shark. So that's really fun. I know that a lot of times my daughter's not into that. But for me, it's fun. And I know they say, like, you need to step back. Don't let them see your shadow. Don't let them know that you're there. But it's just so cool to say you pet a shark.
Did they try to bite you?
They never have me personally. But they do have a little area for the sharks to go if they're feeling worn out or tired or overstimulated. So there's a little area where you're not allowed to go and pet them, which makes it nice because I'm always like, okay, as long as they got the area, they'll go back there and won't want to bite me. So that's nice. But obviously, I feel like these are the type of sharks that don't bite anything.
So it says the Shark Bridge crosses over the Newport Aquarium Shark Tank Overlook.
Oh, so they're like underneath you then.
Yeah, so one of the country's largest open air tank displays, allowing guests two unique ways to view and be surrounded by sharks.
Oh, wow.
So I think there's like a tunnel in there, and the tunnel goes through the shark exhibit, so they're kind of like swimming all the way around you. And apparently, you can go up and walk across the top, and there's like, I don't know, a catwalk or something maybe that goes over the sharks.
I wonder if that's ever like teasing to the sharks. Like, haha, I can see all these people and I can't eat them.
I'm sure it is.
Like, how awful is that?
You want me to try to maybe push you in when we get there? That'd be kind of fun.
That'd make for good podcast.
Do you think you panic a little bit?
Yes, I definitely would not be that kind of person that just like chilly, swims out of the tank. I'd be like, but I'm sure they're just waiting for the day when that happens. I'm sure they're waiting for the day when someone falls in. They're all salivating.
So it says there's more than a dozen sharks, 3 dozen exotic shark rays, 4 stingrays, 300 fish. And if you're lucky, you might be able to catch Denver, the loggerhead sea turtle, as he comes to the surface to breathe.
That's awesome.
Said it took him 1,000 hours to fabricate and install the bridge. The bridge is more than 4 miles of rope. Oh, it's a rope bridge.
Ooh, even
so
more
it's
fun.
Not a catwalk, it is a rope bridge. It could break under your weight.
Do you think the kids are going to want to go on that?
I don't see why not. Well, I don't know. They might be a little panicky.
That's okay. We're going to make them do it anyway.
We're just going to force them.
Experiences. That's awesome. That makes it even more fun to me.
With addition to the Shark Bridge and the expanded floor space, the Newport Aquarium has tripled the guest viewing area of the shark tank. It's been a few years since I've been there, but it's a pretty nice aquarium. I really like it a lot. So they do timed entry, so you could do you can buy like a specific time, and I think they do that to try to minimize, because mainly you're walking through the aquarium. It's kind of like a walking tour, so you can buy like an 11 o'clock, and they only sell like so many 11 o'clocks. So, and then if you want an untimed entry, I think it is more expensive.
Wow.
So
see, that's perfect to me, because then you're really getting to see the animals. You're not having to rush. Not have to worry about, oh, what can I see here because this glass is full. Let me go to the next thing,
purchasing tickets in advance.
We went to an aquarium in Canada, and it was very full. It was not timed at all.
Yeah, so I believe they sell timed slots, so you would pick a particular time. So I guess as long as you know what time you're going to be there, you could pick, 11 a.m., 12, 1, 2, 3, whatever time you wanted. And then you would be able to walk through. I think the aquarium takes a few hours, so I mean, if you walked through at that particular time, at least you would not have a ton of people all on top of you and people fighting for viewing space and such. So it kind of spaces everything out.
Yeah. Especially when you're inside of like a glassed off area, it can be hard. I imagine.
So they're talking about annual pass, but we don't want an annual pass. Yeah, winter days is $25.99 plus one child gets in free. So if you're an adult, it's $25.99 for you, plus your kid goes with you for free.
Free.
A regular general admission pass says it's $25.99, and a child is normally $17.99.
That's a good savings.
Yeah, so if you go now through February 28th, you save $17.99 per kid as long as you have a reciprocating number of adults.
Okay. What was the other place you talked about going to while we were there?
Well, the Newport Aquarium is in the Newport, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name now.
Levee or...
Yeah, Newport on the levee is how
On
they
the
say,
levee,
yes.
okay.
So it's a little different than normal, yeah. So, and it's got like a mall there. It's got some like sharing space, like business sharing space or something. I can't think of what they call it now. My brain is not working right now. So you could go there and check all that out. They have a bunch of different stores. They have a bunch of different eateries there. I think there's a Barnes and Noble there. I can't remember. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been there, and I'm not sure what is still there compared to what used to be there. But there's enough
Mm-hmm.
that could, keep you busy for a few hours outside of the aquarium. So if you wanted to make it a day trip, you go to the aquarium in the morning, go to the mall and stuff in the afternoon. So there's enough to keep you interested for a day. So they also have the backstage animal experience. You can see how the professionals and volunteers care for thousands of marine animals and millions of gallons of salt and fresh water. Backstage animal experiences are available every day from 1:30 to 3:30. If you want a backstage experience, that is $14.99, which I think may have been the thing that we did where we got to do the penguin encounter. They also have Ring of Fire World of the Octopus. So that's a new
Ooh.
exhibit that they just have that just opened up that looks pretty cool as well.
What does that involve?
An octopus, I think.
That sounds wonderful.
Octopus, moon jellyfish, and Japanese spider crabs.
I feel like in Cincinnati, there's a lot of different things to do that are really well known. What do you think?
Yeah, I do believe so. Yeah. There's also a lot of other stuff at the Newport Aquarium as well.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of the other things at Newport Aquarium are there's a bowling alley at the I'm sorry, not the Newport Aquarium, at Newport on the Levee. There's also a bowling alley called Access Alley. There's a place that I've been to before that I always like called Bar Louie. They've got excellent pretzel bites that I really enjoy.
Ooh.
There is the world's last Barnes and Noble, apparently. There's a place called Brio, which I believe is an Italian place. I'm not sure what that is. There's a Brothers Bar and Grill. There's a Cold Stone Creamery. Always good. Always
Yes.
like the Cold Stone.
Ice cream.
There's Cosmic Coffee for those of you that like coffee. There's a Dewey's Pizza, a Five Guys, which always has great burgers. Game Works for the kids, so the kids can play around with games. There's a Greek Burrito, a McGruff's Bar and Lounge. Not sure what that is. Haven't been there. One of my other favorite places is Tom and Chi. Sorry, it's a grilled cheese and tomato soup chain. They have all kinds of different ways to make grilled cheese, and it sounds very basic, but it's very good. I really enjoy it. So there's also Sharky's Cafe and the WXYZ Bar.
That sounds like a lot. That Tom and Chi, is that anywhere else or is that just in Cincinnati?
It's a franchise, but this is the only one that I know of that's close to me. So whenever I go down that way, I always make sure I get plenty of Tom and Chi. So
Yeah, it sounds like you don't really see that a lot in a restaurant. Something that's like kind of just down home, regular cooking.
no, not very
Right?
much. No.
That sounds
So
amazing. I think I've had that before at Kings Island. I think has Tom and Chi.
I think they have, yeah, definitely a couple other locations for sure.
That's
So
wonderful.
they've got a couple other things too. There's a candy shop. There's a sports depot. There's a Newport Express, which I'm assuming is some kind of news place. There's a Garia fish spa experience, which I think they have those
Oh,
little bitty fish. You stick your feet in a tub of water with a bunch of fish, and the fish nibble all the dead skin off your feet.
what?
So yeah, that's kind of cool.
That is awesome.
I went to SeaWorld in San Diego, and they had the little fishes like that. You could stick your hand in there, and the fish would just like swarm your hand, and thousands of little fishies would like nibble all the.
Does it tickle?
Yeah, it tickles a little bit. I mean, it might tickle if you're using your feet. I didn't stick my feet in there. I just stuck my hand in there. So I can
Huh.
only imagine if you stuck your feet in there. So
That is awesome. That it's a thing.
there's also an AMC movie theater there. So there is plenty to do. So
Plenty of things to do. Yeah. I feel like Cincinnati is a very family friendly city.
there's definitely quite a bit to do. So and there's definitely quite a bit for the kids to do as well. So do you find anything else going on around there?
Well, I have been there many times for Cincinnati Reds games. My dad's a big fan. Woo woo.
I've not been to a Reds game before. That's new to me.
Yeah. Well, their stadium is pretty cool. It's right on the river. And then the back of it has this thing that looks like a boat, kind of like a ship. But it's not actually in the water. It's just part of the stadium.
I believe the Red Stadium is right across the river from the Newport Aquarium, if I remember right.
Okay, yeah. And whenever they score or anything like that, they have like fireworks going off on the boat. You can sit on the boat if you want to get those type of tickets, but they're out in the outfield, so you can't really see a whole lot. But the one thing I do like about it is they have a mini diamond area that's just for kids. So it's like a mini version of the stadium that the kids can go and they can play baseball, run the bases, things like that. There's like a slide too from the second story, which is kind of cool. So you can slide on down. You and your kids can slide down to the mini baseball stadium. So that's pretty cool.
To home plate? Can you slide into home plate?
No, unfortunately not. Not in that way. You can though when you're playing baseball. Go play baseball and slide into home plate. But that's pretty cool. They also have just like normal eating places. They have the Skyline Chili.
Skyline Chili.
It's pretty big there.
They're really good.
Yeah, and then they also have like a couple food places in the stadium that are really family friendly and cheap. They have one that's $1 for everything in the place. So any hot dog, any nachos.
At the stadium?
Yes. So there's only one specific.
That's cheap.
Yes. So you have to find it. It's on the third base line, and you can find the restaurant. I can't remember the name of it, but everything in the restaurant is $1. So food, drink, everything, which is really affordable, especially with the family. So it's kind of cool. And then also right there on the river, right outside the stadium, they have a new park that they just finished building. That's for kids, and they have slides. They have this one area that's like all music. So they have like a keyboard you can jump on and play on. They have drums and everything. And then they have a lot of swings and stuff for the kids. So kind of cool little area.
There's a football stadium there too, isn't there?
Yeah, so actually a lot of times when I go, I actually park there.
Because the Bengals play there, right? Cincinnati Bengals?
Yes. I believe that's the place that's across the street. I've never been to a game, but a lot of times we park there when we go to the Cincinnati Reds games. So it's just right down the road. And there's also a place, I don't know if you've ever heard of Jungle Gyms. Have you ever been there?
I've heard of it, but I don't really know anything about it.
So it's kind of an international market. So it's a place, basically a grocery store. But think grocery store on like steroids and amazing. So it's a place that originally started as just like a small little market, like a farmer's market, in 1949, by James Bonamino, right outside Cleveland, actually. And then it kind of just grew from there. He got bigger and bigger and added a lot of more international foods, things from overseas, things like that. And then it's become to like be a big attraction. Actually, a lot of people go there just for this grocery store. So kind of cool. They have a lot of different produce, a lot of different things that you can try. Also, they have like wine, so you can take samples of wine around the store with you.
So they have a location in Cleveland too, or they moved to Cincinnati?
They moved. He started out there just as like a little shop. And then as they got bigger and bigger, actually built a building and everything, they moved to Cincinnati. So pretty cool. And then they have a place where the kids can play. You can kind of drop your kid off if you want, which is cool, and leave them there and then go shop around the whole store. But anything that you ever wanted is going to be there. So pretty cool. They also have different events and things like that. So if you go to their website, you can go on events at the jungle, and it'll talk about all the different. They have tasting classes, things to do with your kids, how to learn how to cook, which is kind of cool. They also have this thing called Saturday Night Flight Night. So that's kind of cool.
Get like a flight of beer or something?
Yeah. So on Saturday nights, you can go there. It's just, I think it's just $5. And you don't have to like pre-register or anything, but you can just walk up, and yeah, try different types of beers and things like that. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, just another place. They do have like a little play area for kids too. To to spend your time at. But the main thing is the fact that you can get any type of foods there. So something that's kind of exotic, if you're looking for that, you can try it out there.
I was also looking around. They also seem like they have the Cincinnati Art Museum there as well. They have an American Sign Museum.
Oh.
It says one of the best small museums. So it looks like they got like a bunch of old vintage signs, like old Phillips 66 signs, and a bunch of old businesses, Gulf gas station signs. So if you want to check out a bunch of old vintage signs, the American Sign Museum is available as well.
That's really cool.
Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum is also there. I'm assuming that's probably very close to the stadium. They have the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center.
Okay, so that was part of the Underground Railroad?
I'm guessing.
That would be really cool to see.
I didn't really know that was there. So it's also Cincinnati Observatory, the Contemporary Arts Center. There's a firehouse museum. So there's also a bunch of other things in Cincinnati to do. And as a matter of fact, there probably is a zoo. I'm not seeing a zoo.
I know there is.
But I'm pretty sure there is a zoo, yeah.
I think the Cincinnati Zoo also has a attached water park, right?
I don't know.
I believe. I haven't been there in a long time. Then also, I feel like they really cater to families in general. A lot of cities are just, single folk.
There's also the Drake Planetarium, which does not look bad either. So you could definitely make a whole weekend out of it if you wanted to. So you could go check out all this other stuff on one day, and then do the Newport on the Levee another day.
Okay, wow. This says happy second birthday to Cincinnati Zoo's 1,000-pound toddler hippo. 1,000 pounds. Wow.
Don't they get to be like 4,000 pounds?
I think so, but to be a toddler and be 1,000 pounds.
A toddler.
I think this is really cool, though. I mean, here's the thing. Always taking a long trip maybe is not always doable, right? I know we've been talking a lot about like just going places and finding places that we can go when we have the kids and we don't have to take an extra day off of work or whatever. And so taking long trips is not always doable. So finding these little things is pretty cool. That you can still feel like you're on a big long trip, or you still feel like you're somewhere new, right?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
I definitely enjoy Cincinnati for a little quick getaway.
Yeah.
So it's nice because it is within about 2 hours of Indianapolis, so it's not a bad drive at all. So you could do a day trip or you could do a weekend trip very easily.
Yeah.
I am definitely loving me some Cincinnati. Okay, here we go. It's live. We're live.
Ready.
What do you want to talk about, Nicole?
I'm talking about how you're a jerk.
Huh? Okay, what are we talking about?
I'm trying to do some stuff here.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Jesus. I want to talk about the story I guess.
Are you ready?
No.
You're not ready?
No, you're messing me up because you're just... I don't know when you're recording me, when you're not.
Okay, we're on now.
Okay, just delete it.
Delete it?
Yes, I'm not.
No, let's leave it.
All right, well, whatever.
You want to leave it?
Yeah, have you ever been to Story Inn? You've never been there, have you?
Okay, we're going to have to cut this.
One distraction-free, tranquil escape. Tranquil, that's a weird word. Are you ready?
We're recording.
Delete that!
Fine. Just kidding, we're keeping it.
Ha ha ha, so funny. Well, today's hidden gem is the Story Inn.
No.
What do you know about that, Jason?
The hidden gem is Story, Indiana.
Shit. Okay, go back.
Okay, I'm going to start my
Wait,
thing.
are you talking about Story Inn?
No.
And I'm talking about... Are you talking about Story, Indiana? I'm talking about Story Inn.
The hidden gem is Story, Indiana.
Oh, I'm talking about
Because
the
it's a
inn.
small town. Well, you can do it on the inn.
But you're doing everything else.
Okay.
Wait, delete this.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Okay.
Jeez.
Have you ever wanted to own your own town? Well, now, here's your chance. The historic town of Story, Indiana, founded in 1851, was put on the market on March 25th for the price of $3.8 million.
Woo.
You gonna go buy it, Nicole?
Yeah, let's go.
Sounds like a drop in the bucket, right? So for $3.8 million, you get 17.4 acres and multiple buildings. What kind of buildings do they have, Nicole?
They do have a story inn, which is a inn.
Which is the only part Nicole researched.
Which is the best part of the inn.
Oh my gosh.
Of the story. What other buildings do they have, Jason?
No. This was your part of the story. I thought you were researching it.
I did.
Okay, for $3.8 million, you get the whole entire town of Story, except for the inn. The innkeeper apparently wants to keep his inn. He wants to sell the real estate, but he wants to keep control of the inn.
That's because the inn's the best.
So that's kind of what I was thinking too, honestly. But, I don't want to salt all over this guy's game.
Yeah, but how do you do that?
I don't know how you sell something and then just say, I want this part of it, though. The best part? The coolest thing? The only thing that makes money in the whole town? I'm keeping that. But you can buy everything else for about $4 million. You know what? I'll give you a deal. 3.8.
It sounds like a dirty trick you did to your brother and sister as a kid. You can have this piece of gum, but there's nothing in the wrapper.
These people are going to sue us. The inn is currently owned by Story Bed and Breakfast LLP. I don't know if that's supposed to be LLC. Maybe that's a typo. Oh well, LLP. They currently own the entire town of Story, including many historic structures. But apparently they're selling everything. They're selling all the real estate off, but they're keeping control of the inn. So they want to still run the inn. They want to lease back the inn from whoever buys the town. And they want whoever buys the town to develop the rest of the town and allow them to keep running the inn.
So then they're going to make good money off the inn.
So, I guess. So apparently they don't have enough money to continue to develop everything else. So I think they're hoping that somebody else will kind of throw some money in there. And I think they really love the town.
How big is the town?
It sounds like it's 17.4 acres. Is that what it was?
Oh, I mean, like population. Do you know that?
Oh, I think it's got like no population.
Like no one lives there?
I don't think so. I think it's like a...
Oh.
I think it said that the Story Inn was the only employment in the whole entire town.
Wow.
And I think, there's only 4 inns there? Or 4 rooms there?
No, there's quite a few rooms. There's 12.
12 rooms.
Yeah. So they have 12 cottages is what they're calling them, but they're rooms. And then they have some rooms above the general store.
So in my research says 14 guest cottages. Mm-hmm. And venues for weddings and other special events.
Yes.
So what I'm showing is the town consists of the general store, the old grain mill, the sawmill, several barns, some homes, gardens, fenced horse pastures, tool shops, wells, an orchard, and some outbuildings.
Ooh, an orchard.
So you can buy all of that lovely stuff, but you can't control the inn for $3.8 million.
But you can't control what makes the money. Where is this located? Where is Story Inn?
It's in Brown County, Indiana.
Yeah, so they could do a lot with that orchard and build that up.
Yeah. So it's close to Brown
fall.
County State Park. It's a very popular area to go, like in the fall when the leaves are changing and stuff like that. Don't they have some kind of wine festival? Didn't you find a wine festival?
Yeah, so they do. They have a wine festival coming up, and the tickets are about $65 per person.
The Indiana Wine Fair, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
And from what I understand, they just did a T-shirt contest, and the winners of that got a bunch of tickets. So we need to find out who that is.
But you don't know who the winner is?
No, they're gonna release that on the 15th of April.
So if you're listening to the podcast, Nicole wants one of your tickets.
We can be friends for the day.
Can I please have one of your free 10 tickets? Just one.
Yes.
I don't drink wine, so I don't want to go. So just me, Nicole.
I'll just go, which is the cooler part of the duo. So
that's
cool.
right. Way cooler.
So that's May 11th, from 1 to 7.
Okay.
So 6 good hours of wine drinking.
It says here it's the state's largest public wine event with 6,000 visitors in attendance.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
That's not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good way to like build up your wine collection and find all the wines that you like.
Do you have a wine collection, Nicole?
I want a wine collection.
do you have any wine?
No, because all the wine I have I drink. So no, I do not.
Roger that.
But I think they also have like some food trucks and things like that could be
Yeah,
cool.
nice.
Live music.
I also read something about a National Maple Syrup Festival.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, no, you don't have anything about that?
I saw it, but
Yeah.
what do you got about it?
I don't
What does
have
that
anything
include?
about us, but you had something
Oh.
about it. Oh my
Psych.
gosh, this is horrible.
I think that already passed. I think that's why I overlooked that.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened already. But they're having comedians at the end coming up,
Oh, nice.
April 12th.
Anybody any good?
No one I've heard of, but there's gonna be 4 different comedians.
Nice.
So 1 main performer and then 3 backup.
This is at the wine festival?
No, this is at the inn. It's
Oh,
on
at the
on
end.
the 12th.
I thought you said at the end. So I
No,
thought you
no,
meant
no.
like the end of the wine festival.
No, the inn. It's the next day though. So May 11th.
So it's right after it?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's May 11th. So I think this will be coming out in time that everybody can still attend this.
Yeah. Yeah. So you go have your drinks, and then the next day you go have laughs. You bring your wine with you.
And then
Your
you can
extra
drink some
wine.
maple syrup
Yeah. If you have any left over.
if there's any left over.
Yeah, so kind of cool. I think the cottages sound really cool. It said that most of them have like clawfoot tubs or hot tub or hot tubs.
And or hot tubs.
So
That's very vintage. I know in the 1800s they had lots of hot tubs.
yeah, doesn't that sound amazing?
Actually, I don't know when hot tubs started, so they could have been around the 1800s.
Hey, we're just bringing modern things that are amazing into.
we don't survive on facts here. We just kind of make stuff up.
Okay, but the reason why I love this is kind of because their main goal or whatever you want to call it, their mission statement, is to kind of unplug, which I think goes with us too. So
The mission statement is to unplug.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I didn't talk to them, but from what I what I gathered,
I didn't call them up.
hey, what's your mission statement? No,
But didn't it say it somewhere? Didn't you read it?
it wasn't a mission statement. It just said that they do not have any type of TV or
No TV.
any internet available at
internet.
all. And then it said their
No
cell
telephone.
service sucks.
So there's no landline,
Yes.
and your cell service is going to be horrible.
Yeah. So they might murder you, but
So they might murder you there.
no, they did say that you are welcome to come into the office and use their landline. So
Y'all can come down to the general store and use our phone.
but I think that's really cool though. I mean, do you know any other place like that? That has
That makes you
nothing?
come down to the general store to use the phone. No, I don't.
That forces you to unplug, Jason.
Operator, I'd like Hillbilly 44102.
Okay, just don't go here alone. That's my advice.
Nicole thinks they're going to murder you because there's no outside connection. There's no connection to the outside world.
Yeah, you have to go to them.
So she thinks this is where people go to die.
I mean, maybe. That's why it's story. There's lots of stories.
That's the story behind it.
Wait, is this a ghost? Like, do they have ghost tours? Or like,
I don't know if they have ghost tours or not, but I had always heard that the inn was haunted. And I had heard that people went to stay there because they wanted to, like, see, like, the ghosts and stuff like that. That's what I'd heard.
see, that just thickens the plot.
But, yeah, in my research on story, I didn't uncover anything about that. So I don't know if that's true or not.
It's because they don't want you to know.
They don't want you to know that it's haunted.
No.
Like, nobody will come to our town. We'll never be able to sell it for $4 million.
I would like to go there. Let's just try it out.
When do you want to go? Tomorrow?
Yeah. I don't know, though. How strong are you?
How strong am I? What does that have to- I don't think ghosts are very strong. They're supernatural.
No, I'm talking about
They just scare the poop out of you.
the cutting us off from society.
Oh. All I know is I can run faster than you.
Oh, is
That's
that a
all.
challenge?
That's all I need to know.
I think that's a challenge. Did you guys hear that?
I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than you.
I think we're going to need to do a video about that.
No.
Post that on our social media.
No.
Yeah, it sounded like a challenge to me.
No. It'll make me look bad. I mean, like, look at that dude ran away, leaving Nicole there to get murdered by the axe murderer.
Oh.
Don't you ever watch horror movies? That's how everything happens in the horror movies.
Yeah, and the girl always dies first. Classic.
You'll be hiding in the room talking really loud. I don't want the axe murderer to see me.
No, I'll be laughing. I'll be like, ah, they're coming.
Anything else? You got anything good about this little town?
Yeah, I know you talked a little bit about the weddings. but you can get married there.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. I just found something. It says little town. Little town is an overstatement. The town has 3 humans and 4 dogs. That's awesome.
Oh, I found that little saying. It says, "One perfect location for your special event." Just kidding, that's not the right one. I thought that was it.
Horrible.
Anyways.
Today's hidden gem is a bunch of jibber jabber.
Enjoy.
It's something about a town with a story.
Hold on. Where's that little saying? Oh, one distraction-free, tranquil escape. That just sounds so peaceful.
So pleasant.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
But if you'd like to get married, I'm not saying you could or
I was
you
gonna say,
should
can
or
you get
you
married
would.
there? Don't they have people that get married there all the time?
Yeah, they do. They have this big barn. I know that's a big thing right now. Everybody wants to get married in a barn.
Everybody wants to get married in a barn.
What was that thing you said about barns earlier?
Do you think 150 years ago that all the women wanted to get out of the barn? Like they were like, I just want to get out of our family's barn and get married like somewhere else. And they were like, no, this is what we can afford. And now 150 years later, we're right back around to the barn.
Yes.
Like, I really just want to get married in a barn. I think it'd be cool and quaint.
I mean, it's a thing. Everybody loves it. It's cute.
Think about that. When you grew up on the farm, that's probably the last thing that you wanted. Like, I just want to go anywhere but the freaking barn. That's where the cows give birth.
Yes. I want to get married inside. People got married inside their houses, though, a lot after that. Didn't they? They had, like, a lot of indoor weddings
I don't
in their
know.
houses.
I think you're just making stuff up.
No, I'm pretty
I'm
sure
just
that...
letting you roll with it.
That's a thing, Jason.
Is it?
It is.
Oh.
I know about weddings.
Excellent. I know about weddings.
I've had one.
I'm a wedding aficionado.
But yeah, the barn is a 120-year-old barn.
Dang.
It's kind of cool.
It's a little vintage.
Yeah, and they have a lot of like lights streamed across the top, and it looks beautiful. You can have about 100 guests inside, so that would be cool. It's like not too big. But
That's
not
like a
too
tiny
small.
wedding to you, right?
Yeah.
What
Yes.
did we talk about the other day? You think 200 people is what?
I think that's a decent sized wedding.
No. You said 200 people was a small wedding.
I don't know. I know people who have huge weddings, so sometimes I think of like 100 to 100. I mean, my wedding was only, it wasn't very many people, but
Nicole was telling me that she goes, yeah, my sister's having a really small wedding. I go, yeah, how many people are going to be there? She's like, 200.
I also could be guessing. Sometimes I like to do that.
You never guess, do you?
Never.
You haven't done that at all in this last, 6 minutes, right? You haven't done any guessing in that, have you?
No, I'm very factual. Don't you know me?
It's all about the facts.
But yeah, so that would be really
my
cool.
gosh.
They have ceremony. Then you can do like your reception outside, or they'll flip the barn and do it inside too. So that'd be kind of cool.
So you can have the wedding outside and have the reception in the barn, or having the wedding in the barn and have the reception outside?
Yeah, whichever is your preference.
Can you do both?
No.
You can have the wedding and the reception in the barn?
No, you can. You can. If you do like a cocktail hour, it says you can like go out and do a cocktail hour and then come back.
Oh, and they can flip it for you?
Yeah.
Flip it, flop it?
Yeah. Swippy soppy.
Flip it south.
You can also, there's 2 other places that you can get married.
Oh, there is?
So my favorite
Is it Old Grist Mill?
is the old mill. You can get married in the mill.
Oh, shit. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. That's so funny you said that. They call it the old mill. It's a 19th century grain mill.
Nice.
Next to the general store.
That's next to the general store.
You could stay upstairs at the general store
Okay.
the night before.
That's
Get ready.
romantic.
Go downstairs, get some stuff from the general store. Get your
We got
toiletries.
married in the barn, and then we stayed in the general store.
Yes.
Oh, my
This sounds
Lord.
classic.
This sounds... Okay.
Yeah, wonderful. But that is an actual small wedding.
I'll keep my opinions to myself.
We like that. That's an actual small wedding. It's only 40 people. So if you want to get married in the mill, don't take everybody. Grandma can't come.
See, to me, an actual small wedding is like, I don't know, 12 people. That's like an actual small wedding to me.
That's a birthday party.
Okay.
Okay, wait. There's one more place you can get married.
Wonderful.
Do you want to
Tell
guess what that is?
us. In the crick.
Creek stomping wedding. Let's start that. That can be a thing.
Is there even a crick there?
Probably. I'm sure.
Probably.
cricks
There could
everywhere.
be. Why not? Let's say there is.
No, one step above the creek is the porch. You can, you can get married on the porch. This intimate addition connected to our main restaurant overlooks the patio and stone grill. But
So you can literally get married on a porch?
it's called the porch. Yeah. And Grandma can't come to that one either. It's 40 guests as well. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But that sounds awesome.
Does it say how many people they've had get married on the porch?
No, but
if you have gotten married on the porch in Story, Indiana, we want to hear from you.
or if you're gonna
Please
get married
reach out to us.
anywhere in Story Inn, I want to come. See, that's the kind of wedding you can't crash.
I want to come.
Don't you want to see that kind of wedding?
She doesn't want to know about it. She wants to come.
Don't you want to see a wedding on a porch?
Please reach out to us at nomadictravelerpodcast@gmail.com.
Please do.
We want to hear about your Story Inn wedding. And we promise we'll be much kinder about it if you actually did get married there and it was a nice wedding.
Or if you've been married anywhere strange. That would be awesome to hear
Anywhere
about.
strange at all would be good.
Do you remember that show, Redneck Weddings?
Nope, never seen that.
I digress. However,
Is there a gypsy one?
Gypsy, yeah, that one's a little
Gypsy wedding?
where you're like elbow pads.
My dub tea gypsy wedding.
Yes, I
Something
feel like
that.
maybe I should go into the business of like holding wedding places. If you could hold them on a porch,
Yeah.
because that's kind of like the new thing. The new thing is like finding a weird. What was that?
The next thing's gonna be like in the cellar or something. We got married in the basement. We got married in the old dirty musty basement.
Hey, if anyone wants to get married in our RV,
That would be awesome.
yes, let's do it. They can
Come
under
to
the
the
awning.
Nomadic Traveler Mobile Studios and get married.
Yes, yes.
That would be amazing.
I would become an officiant for that.
Yeah, that would be good.
No, you have the better voice. You should do it.
We'll go. We'll both get officiant licenses, and then we'll come up there, and it'll sound just like this.
But that might be limited to 40 people.
Neither
as
of us will have any facts. We won't bring any notes. We'll just make everything up as we go. Dearly beloved, these two people, Jack and Mary. Our name is Cheryl and Jeff.
Hey, but it'll be a fun time. The family won't regret it. We can have a fire pit.
Come to the Nomadic Traveler Mobile Podcast Studios today.
Yes. S'mores and wieners.
Reach us at nomadictravelerpodcast@gmail.com. We will do your wedding.
I would definitely be down for that. Let's do it.
I will do it. That'd be fun.
Fun times. Yeah, but this
We
place.
can do it under the giant awning.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And then you can stand on the stairs.
We got a giant awning on the camper. You can stand on the stairs out front.
we can
We'll do something special for
Play the music in the speakers.
you. We can play you some country music on the speakers.
There's no parking though, so you better walk.
We'll arrange for transportation for you.
Oh, we can get a bus.
Or we can get the our friends with the converted bus.
Yeah. Bring you around. And
That
drop
would
you
be
off.
perfect. They can bring their
Yes.
schoolie. Y'all can ride in the schoolie to the camper and get married in front of the camper. It'll be an all RV wedding. And then we'll get as many people to come with RVs as we can. We'll do like a parade. Like an RV parade afterwards with like schoolies and Class A's and fifth wheels
Can they all have like those cans hanging off the back?
and then everybody can have cans on
Cling,
the back.
cling, cling, cling.
That's not how cans sound at all.
No? Yes, it is. Exactly how they sound.
No, I think it's more like
Oh, okay.
or like more canny.
Because you've played with a lot of cans, I guess.
Was that a joke? I was
Okay.
waiting for there to be a punchline, but
That was it. You just been
it never came.
you've been hanging out playing with your cans. Yeah, so I think it's a cool place though.
So-
What do you think? When do you want to go there?
Does that wrap up our hidden gem?
I want to go there tomorrow.
I feel so sorry for everybody. This has been the world's longest hidden gem.
Yeah.
But in reality, Story Inn really is for sale for $3.8 million. And if you would like to buy the Story Inn, on a side note, I am a realtor. So call me, reach out to me, nomadictravelerpodcast@gmail.com, and I will help you buy the Story. No, not the Story Inn, sorry. Story, Indiana.
Yeah.
If you have ever wanted to own your own town, whole entire town, now is your chance.
What a pickup line.
You just can't run the inn.
You want to come to my town?
But, call me up if it's a deal breaker. Let me know and we'll negotiate it. We'll be like, hey, dude, you got to go.
Can we talk about one more thing I just found?
Sure.
So, the Story Inn, they got that little general store?
Yes.
So they sell things. Also, you can buy it online. It's called Frog Jam. Have you ever heard of Frog Jam?
No.
Frog Jam.
What's in Frog Jam?
Frog Jam is fig, raspberry, orange, and ginger.
Have you had it?
No, have you?
No.
That's what I wanted to know about.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, if anyone...
We'll go down there and we'll check it out and we'll report back to everybody.
Yes. Frog.
We'll let you know what Nicole thinks about the Frog Jam.
I think it all sounds good. Maybe, I don't know about the ginger, but fig is good. Fig jam.
It's the Fig Jam. All right. That's today's Hidden Gem. And now it's time for today's Don't Do That.
Don't even think about it.
Today's Don't Do That is brought to you by a mystery person at the campground at Walnut Ridge.
Yes, he was amazing.
We can't mention his name, so it might be a little embarrassing for him. So our mystery person bought a brand new camper at Walnut Ridge.
Lucky him.
And at Walnut Ridge, when you buy a brand new camper, you get 2 free days of camping at their campground. So he bought his camper, took his camper over, got it all set up at the campground, all excited. He hooks up his city water, plugs it all in, and he accidentally plugged it in to the jets for the black tank. So he thought he was hooking up his city sewer, but he was really hooking up his clean-out jets for his black tank. So his valves were not open on his black tank. So he thinks it's all on, he thinks it's going to the city water, but it's really filling up his black tank. So it completely filled up his black tank and flooded his camper.
Oh my gosh.
So his very first experience in his brand new camper was flooding.
Oh my gosh. Now, don't they show you what to do before you go
They do
camping?
show you what to do, but the jet, where you hook up the hose for the jets is right next to where the city water input is. So
Oh my
yes, if you
goodness.
put it on the wrong side and it was your first camper and you didn't know what you were doing, I could see how somebody could very easily do that. So
Not covered under warranty?
except for the fact I'm assuming no, it's probably not because it's a user error.
Human error.
So
Gosh.
yeah, so don't hook up your clean out jets thinking that you're hooking up to city sewer. So
Oh god.
I mean, me personally, I can hear it because you can hear the jets you can kind of hear them spraying in the tank. It's kind of faint because it's underneath the floor, but you can kind of hear it spraying in there, and I would know sounds like the water's running. Something sounds wrong.
How long would that take? I wonder how long it would take for the tank to fill up and then...
Probably, I mean, I don't know how much whatever the output of the water is, but I'm assuming it's probably filling up at a gallon and a half a minute, and the black tank's probably say 45 gallons, so
maybe a long time.
15 minutes or something, 15, 20 minutes or something, yeah. And if you're not paying attention, you're going around doing stuff, and
Yeah, I can see that.
they said his wife started screaming, and she was like, it's flooding, what's going on? She's using towels to try to dry up all the water and stuff.
Hey, I would be pretty mad
So,
about that.
yeah, that would be horrible.
And
So,
you haven't even left the place.
brand spanking new. So the only thing positive about that is that at least the black tank has never had anything in it. So all the water coming in there is all fresh water.
So he was essentially just mopping the floors?
So essentially, yeah, just flooded it with, but you don't want to get all your wood in there and
Yeah.
everything all wet. No, I would be rather devastated.
Yeah.
So I would call the insurance company and say, hey, insurance company, I want to junk this.
So I need to listen to this episode every time I
Send
touch
me.
anything on the trailer.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch anything.
Okay, I'm
You
alright
need to
with
call
that.
and have me walk you through everything. If you want to do anything on your own.
I'm alright with
How
that.
do I do this?
That's alright.
Make sure it's not the clean out one.
They shouldn't put them right next to each other.
Yeah, you would think that they would do something.
Or maybe make one a bright color, bright orange. do not touch the bright
Bright
orange.
red with a big stop sign. Be aware of what you are doing.
Or make the valves not fit. You know how like the diesel gas it doesn't fit in your.
Well, the only thing is you have to use a hose to hook it up. So it's really nice, and it used to be something that campers did not have was the jets in there, and it's really nice to be able to turn your jets on and clean and be able to flush your tanks and stuff, because I've done it before, and you can shut your tank, let it fill up for like 5 or 10 minutes, then open the tank and whoosh it out and shut it and whoosh it and shut it and whoosh it, and you could really get everything out of there.
How does that go again?
You can get everything out of there effectively.
A lot of shushing and whooshing.
A lot of shushing and whooshing.
I like it.
All right. And that's today's Don't Do That. That sounded like a fart. All right, everybody. That's today's show about nothing.
Thanks for listening to everything.
Hopefully it turned out okay.
Yes, we appreciate you guys listening, and hit us up on our email at nomadictravelerpodcast@gmail.com.
And our Facebook at The Nomadic Traveler.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
That's it.
And Twitter is
Nomadic Traveler.
Nomadic
Podcast.
Traveler.
Yep.
And if you can't keep track of it, I don't blame you, because I can't keep track of it either.
Don't forget to let us know if you've been married anywhere weird or interesting.
Generally just at the story end. But yeah, if you've been married anywhere unusual, please let us know. We'd love to talk to you. Is that it?
Comment, share, and like.
Comment, share, and like us. Yeah, we're trying to grow. So we want to bring some more guests. So we do have some good stuff in the works coming up, though. So
yeah, we have a few interviews lined up.
yeah,
I'm pretty excited.
We got quite a few good interviews lined up. So, and
Yeah.
we got another one a couple days ago that we lined up that we think is going to be pretty good. So
Yep. But if you have any certain topic you want to hear about, anything you want to learn about, let us know.
yeah.
We'll do our thing.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.